So what should you be growing right now in Australia, right across the country? Yep, I'm talking about growing food here, my friends. And if you plan well and have a chart like this, something like this from Aussie Gardener, which I highly recommend because it solved a massive problem for me, because I really grow here subtropically and people don't follow me sometimes because they're thinking, he's growing in a different climate. But generally I say to people, hey, if I'm growing about a month ahead of you, coming into spring and summer, you can then follow along because I've already been growing a month ahead and letting you know what to grow. But this solves the problem and helps me help you, the audience, grow more food at home. Now, how cool is that, guys? And look, just to get straight to it, I am affiliated with Aussie Gardener and I am blessed to do so because it really helps the channel come along. And when you do buy products from Aussie Gardener with my 10% off code, which is in the description, you're helping the channel, you're helping a great Aussie company, and you help me create more videos just like this, guys. And I absolutely love making this content. And I really love helping people grow more food. Now, this chart here, the Veggie Sowing Planner, has actually a location map for your climate zone, and then it also covers like in all different colors and below in the chart of all different crops like broad beans, climbing beans, peas. Oh man, the list just goes on and on. Snow peas, green manures, talks about composting plants, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbages, celery, comfrey, kale, pumpkin, rock melon, zucchini, tomatoes, watermelon, beetroot. Talks about whether they're nitrogen plants, whether they're nitrogen lovers, whether they're rest and rejuvenation plants. This thing is absolutely gold. Now, I'm going to say it's not actually that cheap for a laminated version. I think it's over $20, but you can get like a digital version for around about $8. And with my discount, I know it's not a huge amount of a discount for 10% off, but hey, better than nothing. And you can get a lot of other really cool stuff while you're there. So I've been using some of their seed and I've been finding that it's really great. I've been using their gloves, lots of different products that they've been sending me, testing them for the last, nearly a year now, and it's been absolutely brilliant. But this is one of the best things for spring that solves a big problem for me. Now, I'm growing lots of stuff in my bale gardens, I'm growing lots of stuff in my raised beds, and I've also started a victory garden, which is a potted garden, basically, a container gardening, doing it very cheaply. We're going to take you around there now and have a look at that because I'm super excited about it. It's a way to grow food very cheaply at home. Now we're going to move into a bit of a darker spot. It's in the shade here now. And we've got the chair here, but we'll come back and sit down at that in a minute and just talk about that chart just a little bit more before we finish up. Now, what am I growing? And remember, if you're in a temperate zone, you could be growing this too. Now, I start my plants a little bit earlier than most, so you can too. And things like eggplants, I've got growing. Now, these are the long, like an Asian style eggplant. Along the front here, they get the long ones, not the big round ones, so they're easy to grow in pots. So keep an eye open for those. We've got things like basil growing in containers here. Now, this is a foam box. We've got like bok choy growing in foam boxes. And we're also sprouting things like cucumber. Now, this cucumber seed here, if we can get it on the shot, that's Aussie Gardener seed, and it's growing in my own compost. Absolutely brilliant. Just stoked to be having this up. And I'm growing this plant here. Now, this plant is very, very interesting. It is a snake bean. Now, snake beans are one of the most productive plants that I've ever come across in my whole life. 2 plants was just amazing how much food they grow. And you can go out and harvest every day. So I would put this in the survival list because it is so productive, and you know, it's a protein as well at the same time, and it's easy to save the seeds. You just save the pods, let them dry them out. Now, we've got things like small pumpkins growing here, If you can hear the buses going past, it's school time. So there they go, going to pick the kiddies up. Going to pick the kiddies up after school. All right, so we got lettuce here, growing here, again in a foam box. Now, these were lettuce plants that I actually bought as advanced seedlings. I did a massive harvest off them, and this is like the second harvest coming through, and I reckon I'll do 3 harvests off this before I let it go to seed. And this pumpkin here, this is what they call Jack Be Little, so we can see that there, and it's a small miniature pumpkin. So if you don't have much space, you want to consider growing things in pots is a really great idea. Now, a plant that I highly recommend that you start growing now is this. These are onions. Yep, you know, the little spring onions that you put into your stir fries and stuff like that. Absolutely love these, and I've started them by seed, again in a foam box. And the reason I did that was I wanted to see how easily they germinated. And man, so easy to germinate, these guys. Bit hard to see probably because they're tiny little things, but I actually bought seedlings, put them in at the same time, put seed in at the same time, and the seed is outperforming the seedlings, believe it or not. So these are going to produce a ton of food in this little white box here for me. And at the back here, you can see lettuce seed coming up, and this is also from Aussie Gardener as well, and it came up in about 4 days, and it's only about 10 days since it sprouted. Just absolutely just brilliant, guys. You can grow a lot of food in containers. Now, all you need is a really good potting mix and whatever you can get hold of that drains freely, that you can put something in and grow food. This is the Victory Garden, V for Victory, because we're showing people that it's possible to grow food in containers. We're going to hover straight over like this. In containers at home and have a mass of food. So let's sit down and we'll just go over this again. What I've got to do is I've got to pull out my glasses. Now remember that Aussie Gardener, you can get 10% off. Now you're probably thinking, Marty, you're plugging Aussie Gardener pretty hard. Well, I really like their products, guys. And if you're ready to get tomatoes in, you can know exactly when. If you want to try your luck at chilies, you can know exactly when. If you want to try your luck at cucumbers, you can try your luck and know exactly when. If you want to try your luck at pumpkin, rock melon, zucchini, beetroot, carrots, garlic, onion, potatoes, radish, sweet potato, turnip. And if you want some sweet potato slips, come and see me. If you live locally around here and you're one of my compost buyers, I will give you some slips to take home and start growing a Japanese sweet potato, guys. And I'll do them for free for you. All right, so we're also talking broad beans, climbing beans, snow peas, green manure crops. The list just goes on, and it's all color-coded. Just absolutely brilliant. And as I said right at the beginning, solves a massive problem for me to help my audience know and when how to grow. I like the laminated version, that's the one I recommend. But if you just want to get, I think it's a PDF or something like that, a digital version of this, it's 1/3 the price. So get in there, start growing, have a happy gardening, and we'll see you at the next video real soon. Don't forget to thumbs up this, guys, because it really helps the algorithm and helps my channel. Have a great day. Bye for now.